Yo, what's up everybody, FornaTRON here, and today we're back with the easy mode playthrough, beginner's guide to Elden Ring. I don't even know what part we're at, part 5. In the previous episode, we did a few catch me up things. We got our weapon up to +9. We have all of the items that we need to get our mimic tier to +10. Like, we're ready to crush this game. So I went back and we are in Atlas Plateau, and some of the first sites of grace here. We're here at the Outer Wall Phantom Tree, and this is where you pick up a couple of golden seeds. You should already have those. If we go ahead, there is a boss. We're not going to fight this boss though, but we're going to run past it, and we're going to continue on with some of the story items in this game. So let's hop on Torrent. And we're just gonna stick to the left, or right, pardon me, and just run. I mean, like, you can take out this boss. It's just drops a weapon that you're not gonna use, and the souls or the runes that it gives you is not that significant. So we're just gonna skip it. So this is where we were previously, and we also picked up another couple of golden seeds here. That's a dead end. We're meant to go this way, and we're gonna run into an old friend. So we're gonna go over here. You're gonna see a random enemy just standing there, and we're gonna buff up. You know what? Also change out this. All right. And look who it is. But by this time, like, oh, I dodged a little too early there. Let's not die. Just doing awful. But what I was gonna say is, by this time you should be more than strong enough to just take Morgott out, like, pretty easily. I'm really surprised that I haven't built up a bleed proc. There we go. They're dead. And then remember, I don't think they give much runes. Yeah, there you go. Not very many. That was really sloppy fight. I've been playing some other games, so I'm a little rusty. Excuses, I know. The medallion that you got is one for your endurance. So you can use that if you want. I don't really recommend it. We're just gonna stick to the charged attack. There is a rune that you can get from Alexander. You gotta go through his quest line, or you can just kill him and get it. And it increases your Ashes of War. So in our instance, it would be the Bloodhound Step, or our special attack that our sword has. It'll increase the damage that does. So it's pretty helpful. We could go get it, to be honest. So we're gonna get to the top of the hill here, and we're pretty much gonna go straight forward, but there are those big iron golems that have big bow and arrows. So we're gonna go to the left through the trees here, and we're just gonna, like, hug the left side, because if you run up straight, you'll probably just get shot at, like they're doing right there. So just hug the left side, and you should be free from getting hit. Okay, once you make your way to the top here, this is the entrance to Leyndell, which is the main city in front of the Erd Tree. So the Erd Tree is the big golden tree. This is one of the ending areas of the game. There is a tree sentinel, but this is a Draconic tree sentinel. Oh, thank you for hitting me, enemy. So this is what we're gonna do before we interact with that boss. Oh, that's annoying. We're gonna just quit out. There is a Stake of America here, so if you die, you can resummon yourself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up and just lay the pain on this boss. So let's prepare for that. So what we're gonna do, let's go ahead and summon our friend. So we can get rid of that summon now, and we're gonna put the Mimic tier there, and we have a +7 Mimic tier, which is ridiculous for this part of the game. When you do use the Mimic tier, it does take a chunk of your health. That's fine, you can just quickly sip you back up. All right, let your Mimic tier juice up here. Let's buff them up. I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I feel good about that. And let's go. So we're basically just get in, do as much damage as you can. Be careful, this enemy does have big tells for its attacks. It does like big windups. The horse also breathes fire, which is annoying. There you go, get that stagger. Let's get that bleed proc. That was a lucky dodge, I'm not even gonna lie. I wanna get my FP back up. And you're done. So remember, you wanna get in that habit of switching to the Golden Scarab as soon as you beat a boss, because you do get that bonus on the amount of runes. So I can't remember if it even tells you what the percentage is, but I think it's like 10%. It's pretty significant. All right, so now we've beaten a little mini boss to get into Leyndell. And there is a Site of Grace over here. Pre-patch Elden Ring, like the first version of it that you could actually still play if you have the disc of the game, the Mimic tier was super OP, as in it was intelligent and it would like full out fight for you. Like it knew to dodge. It wasn't so dumb, and they really dumbed it down in later patches because it was just too strong. Like even at like a +1, +2, +3 Mimic tier, but like having +10 Mimic tier could pretty much beat the game for you. That's why a lot of people think it's cheating when you use the Mimic tier, but again, who cares? It's your first time. You can pick this up. This is Magic Grease. There's a boss that we're gonna fight later on that the bleed grease isn't really good for, so we can use Magic Grease instead. That's what I love about this weapon too, just being able to buff it with different elements, because some enemies, some bosses are just weaker to different elements. All right, let's grab this Site of Grace. This place is really easy to get lost in. I remember my first time I got lost. There used to be like a really quick skip and you could just jump down to that ledge. You can't do that anymore, so you have to go this way. So we're just gonna go left. And trust me, none of these enemies are just worth the time. Just stick to the right. Avoid all their stupid attacks. Jump down to this lower ledge. There's nothing in those rooms that's worth getting. Jump off the edge here onto this roof, and then just avoid. They're still gonna shoot stuff at you. There's those little thralls that are up top here. They're super annoying. Just keep running. Do not stop for any of the bull crap. Nothing's worth picking up. Like there may be some items, but like none of it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I missed that. Like there's none of that. Okay, there is going to be a tree sentinel that drops down in a second here. It does drop a lot of runes in the form of a great heroes rune, so you might as well just buff up here. So let's get our Mimic tier out. Let's put on the buff. Get our health back. Let's give them the buff. Flip back. Juice up. Make sure we got the right runes on. We're good. All right, let's rock. So they're gonna drop down. Just remember, they all fight the same, so big tails in their attacks, even though I just got hit there. This attack, you wanna run in a semicircle. So back in just like semicircle formations. That way you don't get hit. Oh my gosh. I didn't think that I would get knocked out of the air. They're dead. Lord's Rune. And then immediately to the right here is the door. You can ignore that enemy and then just run to the side of grace here. Once you sit at this side of grace, you will trigger a conversation with Melina. Okay, so she's basically like, all right, thank you. You got me to the city just like we agreed. Hey, you could still level up yourself, but I'm peacing out. This is where our journey ends. So you're like, all right, bye, Melina. Let's level up if we can. I think we should just keep dumping into, let's put some more points into vigor, and then maybe we should get our strength up a little bit, but let's do that later. All right, so we're just gonna run straight forward. There's an enemy there with the bow, so you could just do a zigzag. Do better than me. Run past them, jump up top here, and then just keep making your way up. Really cool area. Again, it's super easy to get lost, and there's a bunch of bull crap. There's lots of enemies that you can go through and farm later on. Just at this point, it's not really, I don't know. You don't need to. I should have healed before I took this ladder, but we'll heal now. Okay, so there's a big knight up here. Ooh. I hate that attack. Out of stamina. There we go. You're dead. This is nothing. This is just like consumable incantation item. There is an enemy immediately to the left, so don't fall for that. Sure, pick up these peasant items. We got a new hat. Nice. If you didn't trigger the cutscene earlier, you can do it here when you sit down. Okay. If you're wondering, down there is the actual true round table hold that the round table hold is mimicked after. It'll remind you of Bloodborne with the Hunter's Dream. So you can go down there. There's some items that you can pick up. You can only go here during this part of the game. So just keep that in mind. Maybe do that later. You can just like jump down here and then make your way over there. We're not going to do that though. So first, we're going to get a golden seed and we're going to get a really good talisman. So there's a big gargoyle right there. He's looking after that golden seed that they're all playing music in front of. We're just going to run, pick it up. And then just run straight. He can't get you through here. Maybe he can. All right. So you're just gonna run up this hill. And there are some enemies here. Do you need to fight them? No, but you can. That was a waste. I was trying to two-hand my weapon. And you're done. And let's do the same thing with this guy over here. Easy peasy. This is the talisman that we wanted. This is the Ritual Shield Talisman. What's great about this talisman is it increases the amount of guard defense that you have, or just like your resistance when you're at full health. So that it's almost like having the shield talisman, or just like the I can't even say it right now. So the Flask of Winter's Physic, how we've got a mixture in there that pretty much makes the first hit against you take no damage. That's pretty much what that talisman does. So the first hit against you will do very little damage. Okay, so now that we've picked that up, we actually want to go back to this side of Grace because we're going to be heading up to a boss. Before we go to this boss, let's put on that magic grease. And what's funny is not even once yet have we used our rune arcs. I would save those for later because a lot of these bosses, you don't need to have it on, but we'll be using it later. Let's get in crouch position so we can sneak past this boss, this mini boss here, which is basically an enemy. And just make our way up the tree. All right. All of these enemies are a pain in the ass. I just run past them. Because we are going to do our good old try and true quit out technique in a minute here. All right. And then just quit out right here. Okay. Buff. All right, do your thing. See, I'm just getting my dodges just a little bit too late. Okay, don't be stupid. There we go. Let's get that talisman on. Boom. Look at that, 100 G's. All right, let's level up. Let's put some money into strength. And then get rid of that, take that off. And now we have an extra talisman slot, so we can put this bad boy on. Let's put that other talisman away so it's not getting in the way of being able to switch them fast. So let's put that one away. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna show you an item that you need to pick up now, because if you wait too long, you won't be able to pick it up later in the game, and it's an item that you need to be able to get the platinum. So run out here and take this elevator down. And you're gonna go over here. This is a cool reveal in the game. So there's this regression alone reveal secrets. That's telling you to use a certain incantation. And that's a big statue of Radagon. And there's kind of like a cool reveal if you use that incantation there. Okay, you're gonna go over here and you see this big golden spire thing. You're gonna jump down to that. So we're gonna go here and then just jump over this edge onto this, then jump onto here and be careful. Just make your way up top here. Pick the item up. There you go. Boom. We're not going to be able to make our way back because the enemies have seen us. So just pick up this item while you're here. Storm Sword Key. Quit out. All right, and then immediately go back. Cool. Now you got that item. You don't have to worry about getting it later. You got it already. Now we're going to make our way up. It's pretty sweet in Elden Ring because there's a lot of build up to get your character like just super OP, and then almost immediately after that it's like a boss rush. So you're gonna jump up here. If you're wondering how to get this item, it's actually quite easy. You go here and then you can jump down on the roof over here, and then you can go and climb through this window, and then you're gonna be able to go up there. I think there's a chest over here. Yes. Tree bow, a weapon we're never gonna use, but hey, you got it now. Okay, run up here. You just have to get close to where this item is and you'll get the prompt for it. And that's a book that you can give, I forget it, his name's Orin, I think, and he is in the round table hold. He's the dude with the blindfold on, with the beginner incantation set. Give that book to him and he'll teach you the incantation that you need to use at that earlier spot that I told you, and you'll get a cool reveal in the game. But you do have to be an incantation build. There is a black knife Tiche in front of the doorway here. Big pain in the ass. You can just run past it and then get to the site of grace, but we're gonna just take it out. Boom, there you go. They're huge pains in the ass because they can like sneak up on you and do like a death grab. This is an incantation that you won't be able to use. It's a healing incantation. And we're on our way to another boss. So we're gonna put our blood grease back on. All right. You can actually summon in Melina here. I didn't know that till way later, like till like my 5th or 7th playthrough of this game. But you can summon in Melina for this boss fight. We're gonna get our buffs. All right, let's get in there. And there's a really rad cutscene that plays. Okay, just give yourself a little bit of distance. And then now you can summon your Mimic here. All right, and let's lay on some ponage. So it's Morgott, but he's gonna have additional movesets. So be careful, he's a lot more spry. Watch out for this attack. Okay, so this, you want to back up. He's going to do an AoE. I'm really surprised none of us has caused a stagger. Broken his guard yet. There you go. There you go. Okay, flip your... There you go, all the money. And you talk to him. That's his body without the rune, without the power of the Elden Ring. He basically tells you everything that you did was in vain because you can't get in the Erd tree. And he admits, like, neither could I, so you won't be able to either, so ha ha ha. And what he's telling you is the Erd tree has these thorns grown over it, and you go up here and it's like, yep, impenetrable thorns, you cannot enter. And you're like, fuck, like, I thought that was the whole point, to get to the Erd tree and then go inside and mend the Elden Ring back together, but there's more to the story than that. So you have to go do that to initiate this part, and then there'll be a site of grace here. You can sit down. And your best bud will explain the rest. So she basically tells you, like, exactly what you just found out. Like, hey, yeah, you can't get inside. There's impenetrable thorns. The only way to progress the story and to do what we need to do is we need to go to the mountaintops and get the fire of the giants to be able to set the Erd tree aflame. So that's where she gives you a medallion to get to that area, and they've marked it on your map. We're going to level up first. Let's keep putting into strength and vigor. We also have a little bit more money with some of these runes. There we go, just got another 100 Gs. Level 71, pretty good. Okay, so from here, you're gonna see this mark on the map, and you're gonna be like, well, how the hell did we get over there? Let's go back to East Capital Rampart. Like I always say that, Rampart. All right, let's make sure we got the right item equipped. We good. So same thing as we did before from here. Go left. Just run past all these fools. Jump over here onto the roof immediately. Just keep running. Run past these stupid thralls. That's why you want to keep running, because they're super... I hate the little combos that they have. All right, and then before where we went left, now we're just going to go right. So this way. All right, cool. This is kind of foreshadowing what's gonna happen later on in the game. Just run past all this stuff. Like, honestly, like, a lot of this is not even worth picking up. Like, even this item. It's a stupid butterfly. I think up there is a consumable that increases your damage output. Exalted Flesh. Okay, just run in here and then get the elevator switch. Okay, and we're gonna make our way to the elevator that we need to take. That's gonna take us to the next area. When we get up here, there is an archer immediately to the right. That is a talisman. I think it's like a fire talisman. I don't know. That it's like not worth picking up. Yeah. There's a guy right there. Royal Knight's Resolve, that's pretty sweet. All right, let's totally not die. Okay, murdered. Finally. Okay, that was fun. Usually I just run past those guys, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna kill him this time, and then, yeah. Learned my lesson. Okay, I think this scarab drops a somber 7. Oh, a 6. Wow, not worth it. So this takes you to the tower where you can get Morgott's rune. We got his remembrance, but remember each demigod has their own rune. And to be truthfully honest with you, all of them are not that great except for Godric's and another bosses. So if you go that way, that'll lead you to a mini boss fight where it's a dual boss fight. Not necessary. We're gonna go down here. And this is gonna take us, I think, to the Forbidden Lands. Get this side of grace over here. Yeah, the Forbidden Lands. Make sure you're in daytime because there is one of those Black Riders down here if you are here at night. So go to pastime, make sure it's morning. And you can actually hop on Torrent here. And we're basically just gonna make our way down and straight. There's those little gremlins down here. They are not worth fighting. You're gonna hear me say that a lot. Like, a lot of these enemies are just, they're not worth fighting. There's just no point. Sure, you clear them out, but they respawn, and the amount of runes that they drop is kind of minuscule. Like, if you're really hurting and you just want to upgrade your character, then yeah, yes, but not needed. If you go to the right here, there is this big skull, and if you jump inside its mouth, I think there is a pretty decent smithing stone in here. Oh, it's a 7. Nice. And here's another golden seed. There's another boss that's up here. It's another gargoyle. We don't need to fight it. Let's get our stamina back. It'll spawn right about here. You'll see your mimic summon or your spirit summon icon will show up. That's when you know the boss is coming. Just stick to the right. And then just run up here. There's a site of grace right over here. Just get it and then sit down. Boom. Okay, and now we're gonna take the elevator up. Cool cutscene. And now we're in the mountaintops of the giants. This area kind of reminds me of the cut content from Demon Souls. which is really interesting how they went full circle. The map fragment is right here, so it kind of shows you the path that we're gonna take. So yeah, we're gonna make our way up and around over here, all along this, and then up and up. It's quite a bit of a running. That's one of the kind of letdowns of this area, is there's not a lot of like necessary bosses. There's just one main boss up here and a bunch of optional ones. Here's another side of grace. Here's Yamamura. If you talked to him earlier, he'll have a completely different voice. Now he's taken over by the Three Fingers, which is another kind of optional ending that you can take in this game, and he kind of points you in that direction. We're not doing that. Over here is where you can get the somber smithing stone, or I mean the smithing stone to man, I can't even think. It's the bell bearing to be able to purchase different smithing stones. If you just jump up here, stick to the right. There it is. Go down here, it's in this chest. There we go. Let's just go back to that side of grace that was over here. And this time we're gonna stick to the left. You don't need to pick that up because we don't have any weapons that require smithing stones. But if you ever want to like play around and mess and like upgrade a weapon, there you go. Now you got the ability to buy the smithing stones to do it. I hate birds. Oh, I hate birds so much. Okay, we're gonna go up here, drop down. This is the Great Bridge. Again, none of these enemies are worth even your time. I always like to hit that one when I run by it. Okay, so this is a really cool bridge, but there is an archer golem way on the other side, and he will start shooting at you in a second here. So there are some items that you can pick up that are there to tease you, so you go pick them up, and then he shoots you off of this bridge. So just manage your stamina. He's getting ready to pull a bow right now. When you get to about here, drop down. There you go. And then when you hear the arrow crash, just keep running. And if you follow that and then just keep running, by the time you get to here, he won't be able to hit you. Done. Up ahead here, there is a silver scarab that we can kill. I think it's for a somber 8. I'm missing it so many times. There we go. Somber 8. Ooh, another Trina Lily right there. Don't mind if I do. And then we're gonna make our way up. If you're wondering why we're bothering picking up somber stones when we've already got our weapon to level 9, it's because there's another weapon that we're gonna want to level up for another boss fight later on. Okay, grab that side of grace. You're gonna go straight. You're gonna come down to this valley here, and you're gonna have an option to go left or right. We are gonna go right, so not left, to the right. I think there's another Trina Lily right where that tree is. Another kind of thing that was disappointing for me was in this area, there's not a lot of unique enemies. It's kind of just some other reused enemies, so I was a little let down by that. That's why this area is kind of like my least favorite. We're gonna come up here and go to this golden seed, turn right back around, and we're gonna go straight. And just not bother with any of that. And then there is a site of grace right here. Excellent. All right. And then there's this big frozen lake. Then there's this big frozen lake that's right ahead of us here. You can go up and around down to this castle here. And this is actually where you need to get a piece of a medallion to unlock the other half of this area. We'll do that later. We're not going to do that now. So what we're going to do is we're actually just going to run straight forward across this lake here. So if you look off in the distance, way straight ahead of us, there is a church. So we're just going to run straight. Once we start running through here, it's going to get all foggy because this will trigger a dragon fight. So again, nothing special about this dragon. I think it just drops, I think it drops like a spell item or something. Nothing that we're really worried about. There's a catacomb cave over there if you want to use one of the stone sword keys. Again, a lot of the side optional content that you don't need to do. So again, we're just going to run straight. There's the big dragon. We're just going to run past him. Just stick to our course. Remember, when you run past, like, he's not going to chase you. He's too far behind. Okay, and then we got out of that. And then we're towards the church. So see, he's way back there. Right on this corpse, I think, is another... This is for a Somberstone bell bearing. And then here is another sacred tear, so we can upgrade our flask. And then another side of grace. Let's sit down. You can talk to Melina here. She tells you more about Mountaintops of the Giants and kind of what went on here. I highly recommend you do that for more lore implications. Okay, so from here, we are going to go straight forward. And there are some golden runes here you can pick up. And there's a spirit stream right here. Just jump up. So you can go in this Everjail, and this is where you actually fight the true main character of the story that's actually on the cover of the Elden Ring box art. And you can get their outfit if you want. They're pretty tough, but you can do that if you want. All right, let's get this side of grace right here. Again, this is another castle. It doesn't have anything in it that we need. You can get a cool hammer item that you're not going to use, so not worth it. It's this weapon that this character has. So we're just going to make our way up. And then we're going to run across this big chain here. This is reminiscent of Dark Souls 2 DLC, where there's this area where you can run across this big chain. Really cool. Good, cool throwback. All right, and then to the left is another map fragment and a side of grace. And we are super close to the boss. So we're actually making our way up here. This is where the boss is. So we're actually gonna just run up here and get to this church. That's where we want to go. There is an NPC that's in front of it that's a huge pain in the ass, but they also have one of the most cheesy OP weapons in the game. All right, we are gonna just kind of stick to the left and just make sure that our marker is dead center. So So we're gonna do about here. You're gonna see this big rock formation, and there's these two giants fighting. Just ignore them. They will ignore you. And just hug this item here. And we're about to fight this NPC. That's why it's gonna kick you off of Torrent. So let's buff up. I guess I could have put this on first. You don't watch out because he has a weapon art as well that is pretty OP. That one right there. That one will instantly cause bleed and you will die. You do not want to mess around. That's why I just always take precaution, always get the full health. There you go, done deal. Cool, and they just dropped Rivers of Blood, which is, again, the cheesiest, most OP weapon in this game. One of the cheesiest, one of the most OP. The reason why it's so cheesy and OP is because it does have that weapon art, which almost immediately inflicts blood loss. So super duper helpful for enemies, especially that are weak to slash. And because we're a Dex mainly character, we're already like ready to use that weapon if we wanted to. You do need 20 Arcane. Arcane is a stat that helps with bleed buildup, but this is what the weapon art looks like. So you can literally, that's just L2. You just spam that over and over, and you will just continuously build up the bleed proc on an enemy or a boss, and you will just destroy them.
Meow.